What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. Coming up on today's show, we're breaking down the newest member of your Minnesota Vikings, Khyree Jackson, as they selected him in round 4, pick 108, the big corner out of Oregon. And Trace, I say we just kick it to here right away, man. Look at that height. That's the number one thing that stood out to me. 6'4", 195-pound corner. Tom Downey did have him rated as the 22nd overall corner in this class, 161st overall. But he is an older prospect. He is 25 years old. He started off his college career at Alabama, and then he transferred over to Oregon. But overall, this guy, really good in press man. And that's the thing I want to make clear here to start today's show. He is a press man corner, and I think that just fits in so well with what Brian Flores likes to do. Loves to run a lot of zero coverage, and now you have a big physical corner who's not afraid to, crack down in the run game as well and make some plays there. But more coming up around Kyrie Jackson around the corner. But I just got to ask you guys, do you guys like the pick of Kyrie Jackson? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no down in the comment section. Christian Mahogany was still on the board, the offensive guard. Would you like them to go interior offensive lineman? Overall, I love this pick. High upside guy, even though he is 25 years old. He struggled at Alabama, but then he had his kind of breakout at Oregon, and he's in a high upside prospect just due to his size. Well, let me know. Do you guys like the pick? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Let's kick it to Dan Brugler here as he had the breakdown, one of the best draft analysts in the game. He says Jackson is still learning how to be disciplined and read routes, but his improvements in 2023 are encouraging, as are his competitive spirit and ability to disrupt airspace with his rare size. He is at his best a press man quarterback. Keep that in mind. He is at best a press man quarterback. I know a lot of people are going to be saying right now, why didn't the Vikings go a guy like TJ Tampa, who I think if you polled all NFL GMs, probably most of them have TJ Tampa as a higher draft grade than a guy like Khyree Jackson. But he is a way better scheme fit. Kyrie Jackson, the ability to be a press man corner in the Flores system where you are lining up 7-8 guys on the line of scrimmage and you kind of got to pick or choose who's coming here. Kyrie Jackson fits that mold incredibly well. So he is 25 years old, so he is an older prospect here, but some more on him. The good. He's a really good tackler. Brian Flores asked his cornerbacks to obviously play, hyper aggressive in that run game. That's what he does super well. He only had 2 missed tackles all last season, giving himself a 5.7 missed tackle rate. Obviously, the thing I love about him the most, it's the size you guys see on screen right now. 6'4". He is a 6'4" corner. I just absolutely love that. He does sink very well. He's got good hip fluidity for a bigger fellow, which is rare for him. That's why I love this prospect so much, is because you don't really see a lot of Kyrie Jacksons coming out. You don't really see a lot of 6'4" corners with the ability to, really keep their hips fluid when they're sticking up, trying to man up a route. And, he's a good athlete. He did run a 4.5 40, an 11-inch broad jump. We'll get to some of his negatives around the corner here in a second because I want you guys to, or I kind of want to paint the full picture for you guys on Kyrie Jackson. But if you guys aren't subscribed yet, we're closing in on 25,000 subs. Only need 102 more of you guys. Just thank you guys so much for supporting the show. It has been unreal, the support we've gotten on the channel as of late. So thank you guys so much, everybody who has subscribed. But hey, closing in on 25,000 subs here on the channel. So if you guys could and haven't already, hit that sub button and lock us in. But let's talk about some negatives with Kyrie Jackson here. He was a one-year wonder. He did not play good football leading up to this past season. He had character concerns at Alabama. He did have a multi-game suspension for violating team rules when he was at Bama, but a little bit more about kind of his past. So he has a long and windy and complicated path in NFL. So he missed his sophomore and junior seasons of high school due to the grades, and he didn't have grades for D1 football. So he went to a JUCO in Arizona, sat out the 2017 season. Then he goes to Fort Scott Community College, and then he, which was on Last Chance U, by the way, fun fact about him, gets to Bama, doesn't play too much for 2 years, and then he gets suspended, and then he finally goes to Oregon and has his breakout. So this is a high upside pick for Minnesota. We'll be breaking down him more here in a second. But first off, guys, I want to give a big-time shout-out to today's presenting sponsor for the Khyree Jackson pick. That is Game Time. If you guys download the Game Time app and use promo code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, we'll hook you guys up with $20 off your first purchase. If you guys want to go to a Minnesota Timberwolves playoff game, as they just took a 3-0 lead over the Phoenix Suns last night. Shout out to Anthony Edwards, one of my favorite players to watch in the NBA. But hey, if you guys want to go check him out in person, Game Time is the best way to do so. Or even if it's a concert or, whatever it may be that requires buying a ticket, Game Time is the way to go. So download the Game Time app. Use that promo code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS. We'll hook you guys up with $20 off. All right, so let's round out my thoughts on Kyrie Jackson. So, interior offensive line is definitely still a need for the Minnesota Vikings. I would have liked them to go Christian Mahogany as well. But the more I learn about Kyrie Jackson right now, I love the pick. And, you don't normally get guys where you consider them high upside prospects if they're 25 years old. That's kind of what Kyrie Jackson is. He has had a complicated path to get to where he is right now. I just think maybe that speaks to his character. When you go to the JUCOs, you're transferring in and out. You get suspended at Alabama. He didn't have the best grades, in high school, which didn't allow him to go D1, but he is here now and taking him in the 4th round. I absolutely love it, and I just love the size with him. And I really love the ability that he has to play press man in the Brian Flores system. A lot of people are going to be saying, what about TJ Tampa? And I understand that, but just scheme fit wise, like Kyrie Jackson was a way better choice. Was on Last Chance U. I'm probably going to go back and watch that season as the draft winds up today. But great fit for Brian Flores. Has the ability in the run game. I just really a big fan of this selection for the Minnesota Vikings. And hey, you got him in the 4th round, and that would kind of be my mindset if I was a GM. You go get the best players in rounds, 1, 2, and 3. But I think round 4, you take the high upside guys, and that's definitely what Kyrie Jackson is. If he ends up working out, like let's just say he's a hit, you have a 6'4" corner who has ability to excel in press man and defend the run very, very well. And the Vikings cornerback room, you need more guys like that. I love Byron Murphy. He's more of a cornerback too, in my opinion. We're still waiting to see if a guy like Mekhi Blackman, Andrew Booth Jr., if guys like that could potentially break out for the Vikings. But you float him in there. Kyrie Jackson, 6'4". I'm just an absolute big fan of this pick. Really good athlete. Good ball skills as well. Got good hands for a cornerback. So shout out to him. The pure talent is pretty good. Obviously did have some character concerns in the past, but hey, get him in the NFL system, get him in the Vikings culture. I'm sure we can shore that up, fairly easily. He didn't really play too much when he was at Alabama in the past before transferring to Oregon. And if you guys go back and watch his 2 games versus Washington last season, really struggled in week 1, going against Rome Odunze and Jalen Polk, but he was also great in the second game. He had a couple big-time plays against Rome, defending the 50-50 ball. So I like to pick, and if you guys had the grade our draft so far, I know I'm going to sound like I'm biased and I'm drinking, the purple Kool-Aid a little bit, but I would probably have to go, hey, let's actually have some purple Kool-Aid in hand right now. Maybe I've been drinking on this a little too much, but I think it's a great pick for the Vikings. You got top positions in need. Needed an edge, needed a quarterback, needed a cornerback. Now let's go get an interior offensive lineman, as we do still have 4 picks remaining in the NFL draft. So overall, love the move, but you guys grade our draft for us so far, A, B, C, D, or F. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching today's show. Kyrie Jackson, you're the newest member of the Minnesota Vikings. See y'all next time. Skol Vikes.